how the French Revolution affected the society in Europe. Of course, when it is saying that it's a French Revolution, then the society here mentioned is, of course, the European society. Here is a quick overview of what the chapter is about. Okay, now how the ideas of liberty, freedom, and equality came into existence. Okay, so we will have information about all these, like ideas, how the ideas of liberty, then the ideas of freedom, equality came into existence, how these were not the things which was practiced before the revolution. So how it started, okay, how it spread among the people, in the minds of the people, that we are going to see. The second point is like end of monarchy in France. So how, like before independence or before freedom, we can say there was monarchy. So like the king was the superior, and all uh, the rules and regulations were set up by the king. So that was what is called as monarchy. We have studied it in sixth standard, if you remember. Yes, so end of monarchy, I was saying. So end of monarchy we were discussing in France. And later on, declaration of rights of man and citizens gave rise to equality among individuals. So now rights of man and citizens means the right to vote, and different rights were being asked and then given after the French Revolution took place. Okay, so these are the things what we are going to learn in this today's PPT or the chapter as a whole. Now, we should understand what was the condition in the late 18th century in the French society. Okay, so the stress of finances on the monarch. So, Louis XVI took over reign when France was bankrupt. Yes. So, when Louis XVI was crowned as a king of France, as a monarch of France, France was bankrupt, means it hardly had money to spend for the society as a whole. Okay, so that was the condition. Then the financial condition was very poor. Then the Versailles Palace required maintenance. So the Versailles Palace means the palace of Versailles in France, that was under maintenance. So that also required a lot of money for maintenance, to mend it, to have it in a very good condition, protective condition for the monarch. So you can see Versailles is a place in France. Okay, so you can see that from all sides the monarch wanted money which had to be spent for himself, his protectiveness, as well as for the betterment of society, which they did not have. France helped American colonies gain independence from Britain, their common enemy. So, France and America had a common enemy, that was Britain. France people, the army of France, they helped America, and in this war they had very, like they lost or drained many resources. People were killed, many things, like there were lot of losses, because of which France was a bankrupt. Okay, many things like helping the enemy, or helping the friend also, economically there were very much losses. Louis 16 Louis 16 thought of imposing further taxes to meet states' expenses. Now, what was the way? How can they build up the money required for them? So that was like they had to increase the taxes, because they had to ask the money from their own people, right? So how can they ask money? Through living taxes. So the taxes were increasing. Now here you need to understand the situation very well. Though this is ninth standard chapter, if you get this chapter, you will be able to write the answers about nationalism in Europe, the rise of nationalism in Europe. The first chapter of standard 10th. Okay. Now the French society in the late 18th century refer to figure 2 on page number 4. The teacher will be sharing, Sandhya ma'am will be sharing the textbook later on. We will go through it also. So now there it is like the three stages, like the three different levels you can say of the society are mentioned, and the third state they paid taxes. Okay, only the third estate paid the taxes. So if you have the textbook with you, if you see it, then these people were the peasants, the farmers. Okay, they already were in a suffering mode, and above that, taxes were levied, and they only were paying the taxes. And where first estate and second estate were the prosperous people who had lump sum of amount with them, who were getting money from different sources. So instead of levying taxes on them, and because they had much with them, they were richer people. So instead of that, the lower class, or we can say the third estate, was asked to pay lot many taxes, which were a burden on them. Now, further classified into those that became poorer and those that prospered. Now, it is not that all of the society, if we say middle class, all of them are earning a certain amount. Their salaries differ, right? The same is the condition. Some may prosper, some may be struck by the poverty. The same happened, and the prosperous class became the middle class. An educated lot, that lot means a group of people here. Okay, an educated lot, they came under middle class. So with this education, uh, what happened is they started believing in social position. They started thinking that we are a human being as the first state and the second state, and we should also get some rights. We should also have some status in the society, and we should also get merit. Okay, and that they achieved through the marriage, like after gaining education, after when they got merit in it, means they got good marks, good qualification, and then afterwards they started demanding respect. Respect is a thing that you should not ask for, you should get it. But that was the condition in France then, in the late 18th century. But it, so this was about only what was the situation there. Okay. Now discuss the activity on page number 5, that we are going to do it once we have the textbook. Once the teacher share, Sanya ma'am shares the textbook. Okay. From next slide. Yeah. So as I'm saying again, I'm warning this again and again. Do read the textbook. Do follow the diary entries. It is just like a diary entry. Name of the book: 10th standard NCRT, Contemporary India and the World. A history textbook of 9th standard plus. Okay, start from page number 3, the beginning of the lesson, French Revolution, till the end of page number 7. So do read this here. So we have to read from here the French Revolution. So you have to read the textbook to understand the event, understand the condition there in France. Okay, so here, like how were the, like how different people of the society were treated, that has been given. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I want to see this. Yes, so you can see the first state is a clergy. Clergy are the people who are extra rich, we can say. Okay, the second state is nobility. No, noble people, like the people, priest people, or those who are associated with the culture, religion of the country. Okay, those are nobility. The estate was known as nobility, and these were the noble people. So even they were rich. Okay, and now you see the third estate. In that also there are 3 stages. The first step is the big businessmen, merchants, then court officials, lawyers, all these who are earning money, all these which are earning money. Okay, they are earning the salaries. If you see, they are earning the salaries. Okay, and the others are enjoying the richness because of like generation after generation. They are not taking efforts to take to get the money. That is the difference between the first second class and the third estate, or the first second estate and the third estate. Then the second step in third estate is the peasants and artisans. Again, they are working and then they are earning, right? And the last one is small peasants. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Small peasants and landless laborers. Now, these landless laborers, they were working in someone's some other farm, and then they are earning, and they were servants. Servants means they were giving services to the landlords, okay, or to the first and second estate people. So all these third estate people, they were being asked the taxes instead of the first and the second estate. So you know now, like what exactly was the third estate. Okay.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.